what's up? Hello. Well, another week has passed, and here we convene once again to form the podcast known as Bloodshot, Eyes, and Sore Thumbs, which are two classic symptoms of loving gaming as much as we do. And we know you are out there. If this is your first time spent with us, welcome, and know that we love to talk gaming and digital culture. Basically anything we and our buds find tight and/or dope. Speaking of buds, the we that I've mentioned before consists of me, Best Jacob Alive 2, that's Jacob for short, even Jake, you know, I party every now and then. We got the Eagle.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
And then Brent the Old Crow.
Hello.
Well, hello. You guys did an awesome job last week.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks,
I
bud.
had to go serve my community service for not paying rent on Boardwalk Square when I landed.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Cardinal sin, boy.
I went out of town last week, and you guys handled it smashingly. I didn't really want it to get out that I doom-fisted people. Kind of wanted that information to be, like, on my terms.
Right.
But, you know.
Didn't mean to dox you out there, buddy.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I mean, we crossed the life into living on the internet. So, you know, it's just going to happen.
It just seemed to fit so well, so.
Your name and
did
Doomfist will always be together as one.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, folks, never mind the Jake part. It's a Doomfist. It's
Yeah.
or whatever. Apparently,
Today
is going to involve some news, some Ataris, and some Destinies. Some Switch talk as Eagle needs a Tic Tac because he's got some wild breath.
Woo!
Right?
Yeah.
Or Breath of the Wild or something like that. Yep. So join us for our personal audio unboxing of that. I know he's super excited. Some PS4 chat, and what to recommend to someone who has just caught the gaming bug, but they're like an adult. And, you know, what do you say to them?
My brain was broken this week, guys. I need some help.
Yeah, indeed. Before we start knocking out this news, I just want to make a special announcement real quick. We did kind of like a soft opening, you could call it, over last week. Starting to get our YouTube channel going and getting episodes released on that. And so we're officially announcing it today. Yay!
Very good.
We're on YouTube now for ease of listening. We just find it a little bit easier to help people learn what podcasts are. Especially some of my friends who aren't quite savvy to that. And YouTube is about as far as they go. So it's on there for, to show your friends and, subscribe to us.
Yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, congratulations. You found out how it works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Proud of
you.
you.
You made it this far, bud, and I have all the faith in the world in you.
Achievement unlocked.
For sure. So, I guess natural progression would be news.
Hot off the press, boys. We're talking about Atari in 2017.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Why?
I don't know. That's a real question. When I came across this article and the screenshots of this thing, legitimately, I looked down at my calendar. I was like, wait, is it April Fool's? What is happening right now?
July Fools. It's a new trend.
Did it say it was called the Atari Box? Is that what it said?
On the article I read, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the hashtag that Atari's been using for it and stuff.
Yeah.
Cause
So it isn't a troll. This has been reported elsewhere?
Yeah, this is a real thing. So they showed off a little teaser, I think maybe a couple months ago, of like the Atari logo lighting up and stuff. And it was like, what are they doing? And I guess
I bet the room just exploded into applause.
yeah, Pong.
And it's bloop,
Yeah.
bloop,
But
bloop, just high paced action.
oh man, the original competitive gaming, I guess.
Yeah.
Esports origins, I guess. So yeah, they showed off a little teaser of it, and I guess the public kind of speculated that it might be something like Nintendo's Mini Classic that they just released. Maybe some plug and play, some old games and stuff. But so today they've shown off a little bit more, some like pictures of the actual console, and it looks real modern and sleek. And they've confirmed a little bit, saying that it's going to play their old retro games as well as modern stuff. So
in quotes, I believe, like the modern titles were in quotes.
yeah,
okay, so to old school Atari games, help me out. Were they cartridges? Because I just remember this like wood grain Lincoln Dash looking thing that my parents were excited about, but I didn't really get it. And I can't remember if it was cartridges that were loaded into there or if it was like if that was a quote unquote Atari box that already had games on it.
No, like the original one back in the late 70s and early 80s they were cartridges for sure.
Okay.
That you popped into it.
Sorry for anybody screaming at me on the internet. I just wanted to get it straight.
No, it was a long time ago, man, and this new one that they've shown definitely has that, sweet musty wood grain paneling on the front of it.
Yeah.
Which is just great, I guess. That's your
thing.
I'm
looking at photos of the new Atari box right now. You're right. It kind of looks like one of those throwback cable routers you would get like maybe 5-10 years ago. I don't know. It sounds like I'm talking ass, but
no,
to be real, it does look slick. It looks like what you were saying.
It looks like if Darth Vader had to have a console, it might be that.
Nice.
Like Darth Vader's wallet.
Yep.
Yeah. It's got a little wood grain on it to remind him of the past. But
I don't see wood grain on this one. Is there a wood grain one?
Totally. Yeah. There's a black and red one and a wood grain. one.
I'm only looking at the black one.
Oh yeah, get you some of that wood grain, baby.
Google image search. This is not the time. We're live.
But anyway,
I'm just gonna believe you, dude.
No, I guess the big thing about it would be what do you think these modern titles are going to be? Is this thing going to be running Call of Duty and like Destiny 2 or
Pong?
Yeah,
60 frames per second. ET
Pong VR.
Remastered.
Yeah.
Maybe
we went into the ground. We got all those cartridges back. We got.
Yeah, it's like Nintendo releases Star Fox 2 in 2017, and Atari releases ET again. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. Atari Box. Keep your eye out for it. Yeah, I don't know. Anything I have to say on it further is more like speculation.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a fan base out there for it.
Oh, yeah.
A game's a game. It's going to be fun no matter what.
Game's a game.
Yeah. New trailers for some zombies, some leaking zombies, if I'm reading these notes correctly, which is always fun.
Leaking zombies just like turned my stomach.
Gruesome and interesting leaky zombies.
The
We're talking about the new trailer for the Call of Duty World War II.
Woo!
And
it's leaking,
at least the leak of it. Yeah, leaking.
Yeah, that I saw this today. It happened pretty recently that the new trailer for Call of Duty World War II, the zombies mode, has leaked, and boy, does it look gruesome.
I think that's a perfect word to describe it. Yeah, it looks brutal, intense, gruesome.
So like violence, you're saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Visceral.
Okay.
Love these
Gore.
words.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not just like gross looking zombies, but you do gross things to them.
Oh, very gross things.
Yeah, it
Into
seems
each other.
It seems like they're leaning more into the story side of things with kind of like a evil doctor, like Frankenstein style monster. Seems cool.
Yeah, I really like that whole couple. Dude, I'm not good at Call of Duty. I'm sure you can help me though. Which game was it that had the whole like it had really evolved into a sub scenario where you're riding a bus from stop to stop and all that?
Oh yeah, that was
Black Ops 2.
Yep,
Was it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I get them a little mixed up. That one was kind of fun. Man, the tension in that it's like it's not even about when the zombies are on the screen for me.
Right.
It's about just like waiting and waiting and waiting. But I haven't seen anything on that just yet. It's not really my cup of tea. But I feel like zombies could be its own game with how many people that like it.
Oh, absolutely. And then we just had a couple of weeks ago, that whole Zombies Collector Edition pack, whatever, right?
Yep, that DLC.
Yeah, and like all that came out. I mean, honestly, I got Black Ops 2 for the Xbox One just to play zombies. I really do enjoy zombies on Call of Duty.
Yeah, zombies are the only thing I've played on it.
Black Ops 2?
The one before that, I remember playing the first zombies, the first zombie mode.
Yeah.
That was looks like we lost Scott, but that's okay. We're gonna keep trudging forward.
Cool.
He's a scientist. He'll hop back in. We got the news, bud. We got the news.
Phew,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I'm having Skype.
Oh. Okay.
He's
I got
back.
Skype problems. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with it. Let's do this.
We're good.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm sure the people would understand if we had to do one of those like rough cuts where like we just started playing music like right now. And then like you guess if we just took like a day break or not, you know? Right now.
We'll return shortly. 15-minute lunch break.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, okay, speaking of taking a break, let's get back to this news. Astro Gaming sells Logitech for $85 million.
Well, they sold
Wow.
2 Logitech.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude.
Oh, I did totally say that wrong. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We
You're
got it.
fine. Yeah. Logitech scooped him up, man. Huge sale in the gaming industry. I mean,
Yeah.
85 million.
So what? They're now Logitech. We all know they're the clickers and the keyboarders and all that. And Astro, all I know about them is headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super red headphones. Am I on the right trail, boys?
Yeah,
think-
sure. You nailed it pretty much.
You're barking up the right tree, as
Yeah,
one would
sure
say.
am.
Yeah, Astro's kind of the way they've gotten famous, I guess, known is their premium headsets. You know, they're real hardcore with like separate mix amps. They do wireless versions, but yeah, they're in the $200-$300 range. You know, they're not
Getting windshield wipers for your glasses.
totally, man. You know, little Camelback for your, you know, esports drinks.
Beer and straw koozies by your ear.
Yeah, but so it's kind of interesting because, yeah, Astro's been this real kind of high-dollar company. Logitech ranges, you know, from $15 keyboards at Target to, you know, $100 ones for mechanical gamer keyboards.
Yep.
So it's interesting. You know, I wonder if Astro's going to kind of keep their name and like serve that premium audience for Logitech, or if they're going to kind of broaden out the headset line a little bit from Astro.
Yeah.
And
Tell me.
that's a
Oh,
thing
go
though.
ahead,
Like there's a lot of like nice Logitech headsets already. Like some really expensive. Like I'm using Logitechs right now. So that's kind of strange to me. I almost feel like they might just kind of take Astro in, and so they don't have a competitor. I don't know.
Right.
I'm excited to see what really happens. But like I'm saying though, like Logitech has some really high premium headphones, and obviously Astro has more than just headphones. But it's going to be exciting to see what they do with this newly acquired company, though.
Yeah.
So Astro's only headphones.
No, not only, but that's what most people know them from.
I think
Understood.
I was just going to say, I think that's their primary business. And I wonder if it's, you know, they have some certain patents or something that maybe Logitech's looking after, and
Right.
acquiring the company is just easier.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's a good point too.
yeah, like Astro's like, basically all revolves around like audio, like these, you can get like amps and everything. Different audio equipment. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, maybe it is a patent that they're after.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I've
what
used
What
the-
makes? I have a question. What? And this kind of ties in too because we have a little bit more news on Prime Day, which, as I understand, Brent has taken advantage of a little bit. What is a gaming keyboard?
Well,
Like what makes it that?
Well, I mean, honestly, any keyboard can be a gaming keyboard. But mostly these days, it ranges from very silly things that mean literally nothing. That's not going to help you at all, like full RGB LEDs on keyboards. But really, the big thing is like the keys and the switches. So like the switch under the actual key itself. A lot of people think that the mechanical switches are the best. So that's like kind of the loud, clicky ones you hear people using, like Cherry MX Blues. And just kind of...
Oh, so mechanical would be a designation, a type of switch.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, okay.
And, people just... The actuation differences, how far you have to push them down until they bottom out or until it's actually activated. Like... On Prime Day, I did get a keyboard with some mechanical switches in it. It's going to be my first, and the certain switches I got MX Silvers, they'll just kind of react faster than some other different switches, and especially non-mechanical ones. So, yeah,
Hitting switches.
And-
It's all for the headshots, baby.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I get it. I get it, but
Like Dr. Dre
But,
on the keys over there.
yeah, RGB. You mean like literally lights under the keys and stuff? I wish I had that.
Yeah.
My keyboard doesn't light up, but I'm not a PC fella.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I do find that kind of irritating.
Yeah.
When I'm,
It's cool, but
when I'm doing my hacking.
Yeah, it's cool, but completely meaningless. But
When I hack the servers.
mhm.
But yeah, I guess we will see what goes on for the master race.
Yeah.
With this new information. Destiny 2. I mean, we'd be wrong to not mention
Yeah.
that Destiny 2 is happening.
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 And it's
Happening tomorrow.
Yeah. As we record tomorrow. I don't know the date. I don't know these things. I'm a scientist. What do I need to know this for? So today being the 17th,
Yep.
tomorrow the 18th, Destiny 2, it begins. It's actually happening in the for everybody who pre-ordered digitally. Right. This wasn't like a game halt thing or anything. Like you had to buy it on a console marketplace.
I think you can
something like
pre-order
that.
from like the stores and stuff and
Yeah.
you'll get like a beta code, I
Yeah.
believe.
A code.
And
Yeah.
and it starts on the 18th for PS4.
Oh, I thought it was Sony first, then Xbox.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
It is. Yeah,
tomorrow
you're right.
it'll be PS4, and then the next day, the 19th, will be for Xbox.
Gotcha. I can't believe it's happening.
Yep. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
already here. It kind of feels like it's flown by.
Seriously, just 2 months and it's there.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 months. Because we started this show and there really wasn't anything to talk about Destiny-wise.
Mm-mm.
Like I don't feel like we mentioned Destiny right off the bat when we started until people started talking about it again with the supposed leak
Right.
a couple months back.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So get on those Destinies. Do you think people are going to be able to stream it and all that?
Yeah, I would assume so.
yeah.
Mixer seems pretty, straightforward when it comes to being able to stream games.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it.
I
I
think
don't want to go into it, but I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm hyped as well, man. I've been playing a lot of Destiny over the past week with Connor and them. We ran his first raid. I'm sure that was exciting for everybody, and kind of got me all stirred up again for the second one. So I'm super excited.
And
Yeah, I'm down for something new.
just a heads up, it's the date isn't set in stone yet, but sometime in August will be the PC beta. So
Oh, yeah, for you Master Race people.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Master Racers.
I'm excited to see how that goes.
A little bit more news. Some new developments with Battlegrounds. That's PlayerUnknown's. They're starting something up with their servers. Brent.
Ooh, they sure are, bud.
Yeah,
Ugh.
as I hear, Brent has been having a little bit more chicken lately.
Oh yeah. So I am deep in Battlegrounds. This is pretty much the only thing I've been playing. It is so very addicting, honestly, to play. And we got some news confirmed. The next monthly update, we will be getting first-person servers, first-person only.
This
That's
seems
gonna-
like a brutal way to play that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I only go.
I didn't know if first person was like technical talk or if they meant like literally your perspective in the game.
Yeah. First-person view. Because
Yeah, that is hardcore, dude.
Yeah, in PlayerUnknown's, for those who don't know, you can go from third person or first person, and I mean, you want to be in third person pretty much all the time until you're in a firefight, aiming down sight, because you get so much more information in third person. But then at the same time, that kind of there's a lot of standoffs when there's like a one-on-one. One person behind a tree, one person is behind a tree, and you're both just kind of sitting in third person, waiting for the other person to make a move.
Kind of peeking around the corner with your camera.
Yep, yeah, exactly, with your camera, so your body's not actually in the line of sight for the other person, and this happens all the time. So first person, that's definitely gonna your view is limited, and if you're peeking somebody, maybe they can't see you. You're not taking in all that more information of your really broad point of view, your perspective. So this is definitely going to shake stuff up, and I'm super excited to see how this all works out. I feel like it's definitely going to make my palms sweat just as it did when I first started playing this game.
You're going to see a lot of that, like, Counter-Strike, like, twitchy movement, like, left and right and left and right and left and right.
Yeah.
Like, is there anybody here? Oh, God, checking corners, slicing the pie.
So, like, what do you guys think of this? Obviously, you guys really haven't had your hands on the game, but do you guys feel like you would prefer to have the third person or only first person, when it does come to consoles?
For me, I think the way it's, the standard way with having it be third person and being able to switch to first person, at will, I think is the best way to do it. Like the way I'm most interested in. But
right.
I do think having like these special servers with custom rules, like this one being first person only, or, if they progress it further to like no vehicles or, no long range weapons, or, things like that to kind of shake the game up.
Yeah.
I think is real key to keeping people play for a long time.
Yeah,
I think
longevity.
It's like a cool modification to do, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I think third person is just going to end up winning out because, like you mentioned before, you just take in more information with your peripheral, and that's really what it's about, is just not getting snuck up on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, of course, there's more to it than that, but, I mean, the overall premise of the game is about, seeing them first.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure it'll be a mode to switch to, and I just don't think, I think I'd probably just end up playing third person all the time.
Yep. Okay. I definitely
Can't wait for
agree.
it to come out on consoles, though.
Yep.
Man, this fall is going to be
soon as well.
crazy.
Super hyped.
I'm kind of like
Yeah.
getting anxious about it.
Yeah, me too. It's coming, though. It's coming.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn just got a new, little bit more DLC, new update, ultra hard mode thrown on there. I think it's great. It really slows you down, really makes you have to think out your moves. And for a game, that open world, go take down this bandit camp, go look at this, go hit this tower for that portion of the map type game. The strategy involved with what arrows go where and how you're going to survive, because those animals are going to attack you anyway, unless you want to waste your money and just run through everybody and not fight. In which case, play whatever mode you want. But the ultra hard mode is, dude, you're there for a little bit. You're digging in and you're fighting these guys.
Well, that's cool.
For a while, you have to get them with the right elements in their soft spots.
Did they do was it any like new content, or is it just like an extra hard mode for the same story?
I'm sure there's a little bit more of that content in there. I'm just aware of the hard mode. That's all I booted up right now.
That's
I have a
sweet,
lot
sweet
going
content.
on PlayStation at the moment. I mean, now that we do this show, I get so excited about just doing stuff and talking about it.
Yeah.
So I did my one playthrough with Horizon. It did end, I believe, a little prematurely. I'm not going to go too much into it because it's all recorded on episodes from a few times ago. But I got that OP armor, remember?
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was just like, greased.
Yeah, he got the gravity gun in Half-Life. It was over.
Yeah.
You became Master Chief.
Yeah. They quote unquote made a mistake. And I broke that game afterwards.
Oh, really? They've like come out and talked about it?
Yeah. not literally broke the game, but yeah, just tore it up. Just really took something out on it. Sorry. I guess, we should mention that Evo started, the big fighting game convention.
And ended.
Started up. And ended. That's right. It is just a weekend thing. I forget. It's not the weekend anymore. We're here right afterwards. You can find all that stuff archived up if you enjoy watching fighters and fighting things.
A little bit earlier today, I watched, a couple of videos of like the highlights and stuff. And man, watching high-level pros play those fighting games is something else, because I'm mashing buttons, randomly coming into combos and, they're thinking out like chess-style moves way ahead of time. It's pretty crazy to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably end up trapping one in a corner and then getting beaten up for real. Because that makes me so mad when somebody does that to me. Boys, we're past 20 minutes, so I'm just going to skim through the rest of this stuff here real quick.
Sure.
Kingdom Hearts 3. If big fans of that game, I've only played the first one, but that's enough for me to tell you that it's pretty easy to get lost in and enjoy.
Yeah.
Castlevania makes it to Netflix. This is crazy to me.
Well, Kingdom Hearts, just to put a bow on that, they showed the new trailer and finally gave it a release date of next year. So everybody can kind of stop screaming and posting that they want to know when the release date is. So it's coming next year, and it'll probably be delayed some more. So just get ready for that.
I have seen a little bit of that footage.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Like, I don't know if I'm interested in it personally, but I mean, like, it looks good.
Yeah.
Like, it looks really great.
Yeah, I've never played one myself, but I've watched my buddies play it, and it's enjoyable to watch even.
It's cool to see all the Disney characters in a weird like Japanese game like that.
Yeah.
Enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. Speaking of
That makes me think about Castlevania on Netflix.
Hey.
I haven't seen it yet. Man, y'all just told me that you heard it was super gory. Have you seen it at all?
I haven't watched.
I watched the trailer for it, but yeah, it seems neat. I'm not into, anime that much, and I know this is kind of like an anime light beer, if that's so. But yeah, it looks all right. Looks super gory. I think I might check it out for, it's only like 4 episodes, so it doesn't seem too bad. Too much of a commitment, at least.
Mm-hmm. When animated things get really gory, it kind of makes me feel strange, though.
They usually go over the top with it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
When I see
it just in the spirit of seeing gaming get out there, I will say it was pretty random and pretty cool to see something like Castlevania getting a show.
Yeah.
Produced by Netflix.
Yeah, and the cool thing being after, Castlevania came out to some success, they also announced that the same guys are doing the Assassin's Creed anime. So if you like this Castlevania stuff and you like Assassin's Creed, then get super hyped for what's coming next.
Super duper hyped. Did y'all see the Assassin's Creed movie?
No.
I always say I want to. Why
Yeah,
haven't
I
I
know.
yet?
Yeah.
Why haven't I yet? I'm sorry, fans. I'm sorry for wasting our time right now by saying I haven't seen it. I want to see it. It's probably bad, but
I've heard it's bad.
that's still pretty cool that they made it, though. Thanks for trying, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. pick a better game next time. A better story.
Yeah.
That stuff's just off the rails.
I'm going to knock this out real quick. I just want to talk. I have a little bit of what I've been doing this week, a little bit of what I've been playing. I really want to hear about Breath of the Wild. That's kind of why I want to just get my boring stuff kind of pushed out of the way before Eagle takes the stage here. But, well, it's not boring. Bless your heart, Salt and Sanctuary and Hollow Knight. I want to say that I've been spending a lot of time on the PS4 lately and on the PC. I was getting a little jelly over everybody getting the Steam sale, Steam summer sale love, and my PC can do this that we're doing right now, and that's about the extent of it. It's not really for gaming or anything, but there are a couple titles I was hugely interested in. That was Hollow Knight and Papers, Please.
Yeah.
Papers,
And I
Please?
picked these up. Oh, my goodness. I know it's old news, but Papers, Please is amazing. It is so much fun. It is wacky. If y'all don't know what it is, you're basically working as a customs agent in a booth, allowing people into your country. And it's a puzzle game, essentially, because you're mainly just the task of matching up information and finding forgeries in documents. But then they start throwing these quirky things at you, really pulling at your heartstrings with some of the situations they present you with. Because beyond the puzzle of finding what's right and what's wrong, just finding discrepancies between documents, you ultimately have discretion as to who you let in or no. And you're paid by process. You're paid a little bit for every transaction that you do. You can get it wrong, quote unquote, miss something or whatever twice where you won't be charged, but you're not being paid for that either. And that comes up in a minute here. If you do start making mistakes beyond 2, you're starting to give up $5 penalties as well as not getting paid for that job. This all works into the metagame that is you look at the end of your day every day.
Like in real
Where
life.
basically you live in an apartment with your uncle, your mother-in-law, your wife, and your son, and they all need food, hotness. It's just a trip. I'm laughing the whole time.
Border Patrol RPG sounds crazy.
Border Patrol RPG Maker. It's pretty neat because you have these branching paths. I've gotten 3 endings so far.
Nice.
Of 20. I mean, mostly because yeah.
Nier Automata.
Technically, I've beaten the
Papers,
game
please.
once. Yeah, pretty much. Well, Nier's gotten by like 6, I think. But there's supposedly 20 endings to this game. But a game over, it is an ending. Mm-hmm. So if I have a bad day at work and can't pay my bills for the day, they put me in like a debtor's jail, and that's the end of the game. It says your family has been sent back to their village.
Oh, you're still talking about Papers, Please.
Yeah.
I thought you transferred over to real life.
Oh, no.
Well, it sounds interesting. So, like, I guess the fun of the game, or like an entertainment out of it, would be kind of figuring out whether it's a good idea or not to, let the people cross or not.
Yeah, in a sense, it starts off pretty simple because you don't let people through that have discrepancies on their documents. So you get kind of, you want to make money, so you want to do it fast. Mm-hmm. So you get more tries. You get more people to process. Right. But as people come through, they start asking things of you, and you start to become aware of these scenarios that are being built. Mm-hmm. I wish I could talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll basically just say, like person A can come in one day and tell you about a person named person B. And it's your choice when person B comes up, what do? You might make a lot of money letting them through. Mm-hmm. But you'll get docked, your pay, but it might wash out, or you let them not go through, and then you experience that side of that scenario, however it unfolds. But I promise you were not expecting it when it does unfold. Yeah. And that's what I like about this game. It takes something so simple looking, and it's so complex now. It's just really hard not to like it. It's pretty awesome.
That's really neat. So, thumbs up recommendation?
Oh, yeah, 2 thumbs up. Like, passport stamped with a thumb up.
You're letting it through.
I got it for $3 on Steam Summer Sale.
That sounds like a good price.
Yeah, it's over with now. I'm sure it's not super expensive.
No.
And anything can run it. So if you're looking to, turn your brain off with the puzzle game type thing, do it. I also have a problem since discovering Dark Souls.
Oh, God. Are you reaching out for help right now? You calling the helpline?
In a way. I mean, it's that I use this show as a helpline every week. At least that's what my parents tell me.
Well, get on the couch, buddy. Tell me all about it.
Yeah. So since discovering Dark Souls for myself, I'm a nut. I'm nutty for it. Love it. So 2 other games that I've picked up have been called quote unquote Souls likes. Have y'all heard of Hollow Knight and or Salt and Sanctuary?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've been raging on there. I have never played a 2D game that has been so hard.
Which one are you talking about?
Both. Both of them. Well,
that.
Hollow Knight, man, my computer's trying its hardest, but there's stuff kind of getting in the way of the movement. So I will recommend to anybody out there who wants to buy Hollow Knight, if you have a PS4, wait. If you have a Switch, wait. If you have a bitchin' super rad computer, go for it. It doesn't seem like you would need that much to run it, but I'm still having some trouble when it comes to sluggish controls. And I know it's just my computer.
Yeah.
So
trying its darndest.
You said these are Souls-like games, but they're like they're kind of like 2D kind of platformers too, right?
Yeah. I'm just learning what this quote-unquote Souls-like designation really is. I think it just has more to do with higher consequences and, for deaths and, needing strategy and being pretty much unrelenting and making you slow down to play stuff. Just the opposite of an action hack and slash.
Yeah.
It's kind of what this is.
A punishing
And so,
game.
yeah, they play like really slow, really strategic Mega Man.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. Which is pretty cool because the charm of it for me is I'll play a game like Hollow Knight or Salt and Sanctuary. I really want to mention that too. I know Hollow Knight gets a lot of hype. Salt and Sanctuary is made by Ska Studios. They did Dishwasher Samurai. Y'all ever heard of that one?
No.
No, actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's what I used to
anybody out
call
there
my
wants to
beagle.
Google Dishwasher Samurai, check it out. It's where it's kind of a joke. You see the cook class when you make. Anyways, the point is these are like 2D games that are hella complicated. Like super, like your stats are separated just like a Dark Souls game might be, or another, or an Elder Scrolls game is. Different buffs, different things you can wear in the form of rings or charms, or just depending on what game it is you're playing. Different rules. If you die, sometimes you got to run back and pick it up. I mentioned buying Let It Die. Well, not buying because it's free. Play it. Picking up Let It Die. It's the same kind of thing. You got to fight yourself and let it die if you die to get your stuff back.
I fight myself every day, baby.
But I don't want to go on forever. I've just been spending time with these smaller titles over on PS4. I think I mentioned that last show I was on. But Sultan Sanctuary's new to the lineup.
Yeah.
Oh, and my Xbox is kind of on the fritz at the moment, so I got a little pissed I couldn't Dark Souls anything. So I went and bought Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Edition for PS4.
Goodness.
And I started that one up too. Yeah.
I would say you're on a slippery slope, but you're at the bottom. Like you've gone all the way down. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of gameplay left.
Yeah. I'm just gonna save it all for the memoirs. It's gonna be a
Memoir
made into a
Souls.
movie one day. It's gonna be made into a 4-part anime on Netflix.
You're Trevor
All right,
Belmont? Oh my God.
So that's all my what have I been playing. I'll get out of the way because I want to hear about Eagle's big news here.
Guys, so I've been on a journey. I've been wandering the woods, been climbing mountains, paragliding over gorgeous landscapes. I feel like a young boy again.
Some music? Can I give you some music?
Please, I need a piano. That's wildly accurate. I love it. Link, wake up. Oh, so to kind of fill everybody in this week, I was lucky enough to get a Nintendo Switch. Whew.
Got it.
Sweat from the forehead. That was a
Scooped it.
intense story. So yeah, I imported it from the UK. It gets here, I get all excited. I'm ripping the box open like a 4-year-old on Christmas. Just oohing and ahhing over everything, and then it hits me that this plug is not meant for an American boy.
EU, yeah.
Oh wow!
Right.
Good point.
Devastated.
Uh-oh.
So
You get adapters.
Yep. Well, GameStop luckily had a plug at their store right across the street, so
Nice.
crisis averted.
GameStop had it.
Yep.
Game Halt.
Um,
Good for them.
yeah. So was able to get everything set up. So just to take a minute for the console itself, man, what a piece of engineering! Like, it is really on another level. It's super cool.
Digging it, huh?
I really am.
Is it heavy?
Say what?
Is it heavy?
Does it feel good?
It feels premium.
Yeah.
If that's a
Nice.
good word to put in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you've ever held like a Wii U tablet, you know how that kind of feels like a hollow child's toy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one feels like more like an Apple product or something,
Right.
like solid.
Just full of really expensive stuff.
Totally. Like, oh God, I'm going to drop this, and when I do, I'm going to be so sad.
Yeah.
But so yeah, anyways, it's kind of to explain the Switch itself, the easiest way I can do it is it's kind of like an iPad mini with detachable controllers on either side of it. So you kind of hold the whole thing, and like very similar to the Wii U tablet if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
And it runs great. I mean, I have Zelda, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the screen itself is like 720p HD.
Yep.
Like, looks fantastic. Frame rate's great. Really bright. Battery's pretty good. But so the whole hook to the Switch is it comes with this dock that plugs into your TV, and you just pop the Switch right in it. And I mean, almost instantaneously, the picture just changes from the screen on your Switch to your big TV screen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you can plop down on the couch with a controller and just keep going. And, the opposite is true as well. You can stand up, pull the thing right out of the dock, and since the Switch itself is the whole console, that screen, it's running on there immediately, no lag, so you just pick it up and go. Game's still there.
Let me ask a question. How much longer are your poops now?
Oh, so yesterday was my first experience, and let's just say my feet were numb.
Yep.
But I knocked 2 shrines out, so we're good to go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Probably
problem.
had baboon butt.
Oh no!
Cutting off the blood flow.
Well,
Looking like Rafiki.
Yeah.
Castlevania. But so with the Switch, I went ahead and got Zelda Breath of the Wild,
Nice.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and luckily over this weekend, Corey actually had a really keen eye and pointed out that there was an open beta for Splatoon 2, but with Nintendo's just weird antics, it was only open for like 2.5 hours. So I played that on Saturday night for a couple hours. So just to cover Splatoon a little bit, did you guys play or see the first one at all on the Wii U?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with the concept, it's kind of like a third-person shooter, like arena. I think it's like 4 or 5 v5. And instead of shooting bullets, your guns shoot paint. And there's all sorts of guns and all sorts of classes. But the whole idea is to cover more of the level in your colored paint as opposed to the other teams. So like old school Tony Hawk graffiti games.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But so the second one is kind of like a little touched up version, not too much different, just a few things added. But so I tried that out, and first impressions, man, is it gorgeous. I mean, Nintendo just has a polish on their games that is like second to none. They just look so good. But similar to the first one, I'm not a huge fan of the actual game of Splatoon. Like the paint stuff is not my favorite, because you can still shoot other players and get eliminations and stuff, but the whole squid, swimming around in paint and trying to paint walls and stuff is a little bit odd. It's not really my style.
Yeah.
But they did have some cool classes. I guess dual wielding is new to this game, and I got to try that out a little bit, and that's neat to really just lay down fire on some 6-year-old that's playing in China or something. It feels good.
But how's Zelda?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I wanted to get it out of the way because I played it. But
sorry.
man. So to preface this conversation, I've never really sat down and started and finished a Zelda game. I've played a lot of them, but I've never really done that. So this is my first. I took it to a Sonic drive-in. We got a burrito. No, dude, this game is fantastic.
I bet.
I now am understanding the discussion the past few months. Everybody raving that it's their favorite game, a game of a generation, stuff like that. I totally understand now.
Yeah. That's good to see this one getting loved so early on. I feel like it always takes about 5 years for Zelda to marinate before people want to admit that they like it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like a lot of the Zeldas that have come out, they've always, seems to me, like they come out with new consoles. And Nintendo's trends with their consoles in the past have always been about kind of challenging the user's interface.
Yeah.
Whether it's with motion controls or with a trident, with a, little stick on it, et cetera, et cetera. And, this is one of the first, this is a new, the Switch is new, but it doesn't really change how you're going to play a game.
Right.
So I think this time around they just made a solid game without trying to necessarily change the way that you really interact with it.
Yeah.
Though I hear that the motion controls are pretty spot on. I think I heard you telling me that, Scott.
Well, yeah. I think you made a really good point with, these Zelda games, being used as a franchise to launch consoles, early on in the life cycle, and really leaning in on the gimmick, I guess, that would be around the console, with the Wii being the motion controls and the Wii U being the tablet, the whole second screen. With the Switch, I feel like, it's portable, and it's a home console, and the controllers pop off the sides of it, but none of that's really new ways to play, right? It's
right.
all kind of either handheld or console. It's the same. But yeah, with this Breath of the Wild, it really seems like they made a good game, and that they maximized all of these little gimmicks that they've been trying for the past few years. Like you were saying with the motion controls, when you draw an arrow in Breath of the Wild, you can aim it with the right stick like you normally would with any other third-person shooter, or you can just tilt your controller, whatever controller you're using, they all have motion in it, and you just tilt it around and aim.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, and
that's pretty cool.
To be honest, I've found myself using the motion controllers because it's easier and better than the stick. Yeah.
No way.
And I'm a hater on motion controls.
Oh, dude, the gyro killed Skyward Sword for me. Even with it on there, I couldn't play that game.
I wish it had the Switch's motion control, because it's on point. That game would probably be really cool on the Switch.
I have a dumb question to sneak in on you real quick.
Hit me.
Is it a touch screen too?
Yes.
No way. So does that play into it at all? Is that used at all?
Well, so like for instance, I don't know with every game, but like Zelda, the touchscreen doesn't do anything in the game, right? Like if I have my inventory open and click on a shield, it doesn't equip it or anything. I still have to use the controller. But I can navigate the tablet. I can open and close games and open and close apps and look around the store with just the touchscreen. So I think it's going to be one of those things. It's going to be up to the developers if their game has any use or not. But the main thing that I think is the problem is once you put the Switch in the dock, you no longer have access to the touchscreen. To my knowledge, there's only one game that requires a touchscreen, and that's like a rhythm game, and you just can't play that on your TV.
Point. Right. Yeah, and if I remember right, the screen is covered by the dock itself too.
Exactly. So you couldn't use it as a Wii U gamepad situation.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So, which are you using the Joy-Cons, or are you docking them into a controller? Which one primarily have you been using?
So primarily, I bought the Pro controller, which is kind of like a standard Xbox or PS4 controller for the Wii.
Oh, okay.
Or the Switch. I'm sorry.
Right.
And so that's what I've been using. Normally just sitting on the couch playing Zelda. But there have been times when switch it over to the TV after dinner or something like that, and I'll just pop the whole Switch out. Snuggle up on the couch and just sit in a corner and play Zelda like 2 inches from my face for an hour. It's wonderful. But I did get Mario Kart, and playing that with my girlfriend, she'll use the Joy-Cons in the grip, and I'll use the Pro controller, and it's just perfect.
Yeah, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And like even if you didn't have the extra controller, each of you could just use one of the Joy-Cons, correct? And be able to play Mario Kart?
Totally. You could pretty much play any game with one of the Joy-Cons because they have all of the buttons that the whole system would have together for the most part.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
That's really neat because, it's basically shipping with two controllers, right out of the box. And
yeah.
Would you be able to play two-player split screen on just the mobile screen?
Yeah. So...
Nuh.
Yeah, I actually found
cool.
myself on lunch break at work with Connor the other day, set the Switch up on my dashboard, and he took a Joy-Con, I took a Joy-Con, and we sat there and played Mario Kart. It was crazy.
Just like the trailer showed, huh?
Just like the trailer showed. And everything works as advertised.
Just not the incredibly urban outfits in the spray-painted parking garage.
Yeah, we just need to have a rooftop party, and that'll cinch the deal.
Did y'all have a freestyle rap competition right beforehand?
You guys are playing horse on the court, and then you're like, nah, let's play basketball on the Switch.
Yeah, dude. Screw real life.
You pack the basketball so hard, you pop it. Yeah. You're like, psh. Get on the Switch, bitch.
Oh,
That's
my
how
goodness.
it started. Nintendo, I'm open. Email me anytime.
Yeah, send me all your
I
games.
got you. Send them all to me.
But yeah, so I'm like 20 hours or so into Zelda. Like it's got its hooks like so deep in me. Like I'm thinking about it right now. Like I've got the Switch on the table next to me, and like it's been really hard for me just not to like play while we record.
Yeah, Eagle's been playing the whole time.
Or like trivialize our friendship like while we're talking.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Eagle, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Listen.
That's about what my life's been the past week.
Oh man, that's okay. Game is life.
Got
Yep.
that Switch itch.
But so I'll keep you updated with Zelda over the next few weeks because I'm sure it's going to dominate my playtime. But so far, it's awesome.
You're backing off it already, bud? Tell me about the weapons. Tell me about the enemies. How's it go, bud?
Well, so with this being said, I haven't played a lot of Zelda over the years, so I'm no expert. But it seems like they changed like a whole bunch in this game. I walked into this game thinking it was going to be very like family friendly, and easy, I guess, without beating around the bush. And like the first couple enemies killed me like 15 times as I was like figuring this game out. It is very, very difficult. And part of that being like the weapon and armor system and stuff is everything breaks. Like you find this sword, you swipe at a dude a few times, and it's like, hey, your sword's badly damaged. Like, well, what do I do? And, you swing again, and it breaks, and it's gone. You don't have a weapon. It's just gone. So the game is constantly about, like, picking up weapons, fighting an enemy, making him drop his, throwing yours away, picking up his, and, just continuing on, which is really annoying to some degree because it's like,
yeah, I wouldn't call it annoying, but yeah, that does seem a little high maintenance. As somebody who enjoys the RPG level up aspect of certain, things.
Well, you've played a lot of Dark Souls and, games like that. When you find a weapon that you like the combos and, stuff like that, you tend to hold on to it. Like, I know you like your Hollow Slayer. And
yeah,
Dark
I'm
Souls.
looking at you, Raw Astra, Great Sword plus 10.
You already know.
It's not raw no more. It's actually sharp because I'm a high dex.
Nice.
Whatever.
But,
Good choice.
imagine Dark Souls more of when you fight an enemy, you lose that weapon, and now you have to use that enemy's weapon. And
Well,
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Let me ask you this: like, when they break, can you like repair them,
no,
or it's like gone?
no, it's gone. No, they're gone.
No.
They're gone. Like your last option with a weapon is to like throw it at the enemy. Like, if your pistol's out of bullets, you just like chuck it at the dude.
Yeah.
Like, your sword's about broken. If you throw it, you'll get a critical hit. But whether you throw it or whether you keep using it, yeah, it's gone. I have met one NPC who is talking about like maybe helping with one weapon, which, for spoilers, I'm not going to get into, but anybody who's played Zelda, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So there's stuff like that. But with all that being said, the cool thing about the durability system is that it forces you to play with every single weapon in the game.
Right.
And I bet in some big time fights too, it'd be cool to like, you're doing your shit with the stuff with your sword, and then like you gotta throw down your sword, and all of a sudden you got like a halberd or like a pike or staff. Like I bet you feel pretty rad once you get all the movesets down and stuff.
Well, and the AI in the game's really cool in that if you're fighting an enemy and you get a good counter, or excuse me, not good counter, but a good parry, and you knock the spear out of his hand, you can run over, grab that spear, and now the enemy has no weapon. And it's very funny because he'll put his hands on his head, he'll scream, he'll yell at you, like, no! So,
No!
yeah,
No!
that's my best Bokoblin impersonation, I'm sorry. But, yeah, so there's some really cool stuff like that, and I think overall what makes the game just so special is when you ask yourself if you can do something, the answer is always yes. Or if the answer is no, it has a very logical explanation of why. Can you swim there? I don't know. Do you have enough stamina? Because
Mhm.
there's not an invisible wall. It's just, can you get there? So that's been really cool. And then the other thing that makes it so special is like it really makes you feel small, and you get this weird attachment with the character in that like I don't feel like I'm controlling Link. I feel like I'm wandering around these ruins and searching for treasure, by myself in this crazy world. It's really neat.
Yeah. Sounds like Mass Effect Andromeda was just like a primer for this big time game open world thing, and now you're here with Zelda just ready for it.
Yeah.
You think it's going to take you a while?
Oh, I think it's really going to be one of those things where I kind of savor it. Cuz even yesterday like I felt myself playing for hours and I'm like, "You know what? I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to play a little Overwatch and, just like not burn through it today, which is really weird for me because I will sit down and crush a game if I'm really feeling it. So,
well, multi-console for you now, bud.
Yeah, it's been kind of neat. I will say the Switch not having like any entertainment options like a browser or YouTube or anything like that is harming it as becoming like my main console because the Xbox just does that so flawlessly. So
yeah, it surprises me that there's not some kind of tablet-ish software on there.
Have they not announced that stuff like that will be coming?
They said they're working on it, and their main concern is safety, which once you open up like a web browser to a child, there's no stopping where they go. So
of course.
I totally see their concern because right now, like a parent could buy the Switch, hand it to an 8-year-old, and know that they can't get into anything past the Mario Kart cartridge in there.
Right.
Like I think there's pros and cons, but me being an adult who doesn't need parental controls, like give me a YouTube app.
Yeah.
Let me just use it, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand. Like it doesn't. Like I have an Xbox, so I don't need that. It would be nice though.
Yeah.
I
Wide range of perspectives.
Yeah, I just realized that Eagle now has an Xbox One and a Switch. Jacob, you have an Xbox One and a PS4. And I have an Xbox One and a PC. So
yeah.
Did we just summon something?
I think so.
I don't say that too loud, dude.
Final Fantasy
Light the
16
candles.
just started.
So,
Honestly, I would be angry if we didn't do a podcast with this kind of configuration now.
yeah.
I don't know how I would explain it all to myself.
So,
But that's the price we pay because we really want to get out there and we really want to talk to these listeners.
yeah.
And with so many, we were talking a couple days ago. Eagle gave me a phone call with a really interesting situation, and I personally didn't know how to react either. But I do think that, again, with all of our varying, exposure and ideas and history that we have with gaming, what do you recommend to somebody who's caught this bug, now that this stuff is just pretty much everywhere? They want to try it out. They're adults. They've never played a game growing up or anything like that. And, man, what if they come up to you and they just start all the way with Xbox or Sony?
Yeah. What a question.
That's I kind of said that in an announcement kind of way to introduce this last little segment we want to do on the show because it was so intriguing to me. I don't know, Scott, you tell them what happened.
Well, so not to get too deep into any personal details or anything, but someone of who I know and know doesn't play video games and really hasn't throughout their life, comes up to me and blatantly asks, PS4 or Xbox, what should I buy? And it was like, in my head, I'm like, well, what console do you have now? Or what did you play before and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Just stick with what you know if you like it. And it's like, there's no history. There's no friends list or anything. It's which one's better? Like, whoa. Like I play Xbox, but there's a lot of people that play PS4 for different reasons. So
yeah. What do you say? And Brent and I were just approached at work at the old jockstrap administration facility. At least that's what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah.
One of our coworkers that goes by the pseudonym of Cigarette Spider-Man asked us what.
It's not a
I
joke.
feel like his clothes.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Don't tell my dad. It's not a joke.
I feel like Cigarette Spider-Man is the dude like in Hollywood, like the knockoff Spider-Man and Pikachu trying to get
Oh,
pictures.
yep. You got it.
You're
You nailed
not
it.
too far from the truth.
You
bud.
nailed it.
Yeah. We have to keep his alter ego safe because that in turn keeps our city safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's walking up to us and he says, "Hey, my girl and I just finished Diablo 3, and she loved it. What do we buy next?" Very similar situation.
Yeah,
and,
like,
we just didn't really know what to say. And what do you say? Because you would think that I would think that I have a lot of history and I'd be able to just go blap, 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 like an AK, just lining them out like I do my freestyle raps.
Mm-hmm.
But, I had to stop and think for a second.
Yeah, like really think.
Yeah,
Well,
like
because
for real thing, dude.
he gave us some guidelines, though. He specifically wanted a 2-player game that they could play split screen.
Yeah.
So we really had to like rack our brain and
Crickets for a minute there, but
yeah, did.
Yeah, and that was kind of where like I came with the question asked to me was like, what do you give to somebody, that doesn't have a background? Do you suggest the big budget shooter of the year that 50 million people buy, or do you suggest the smaller like experience, like a game like Inside or Limbo, that someone might enjoy? Or talking with Jacob earlier, he goes Dark Souls, and like I almost
Absolutely
I almost hung
not.
up on it. Like I almost just
Absolutely
hung up
not.
the phone.
No.
Like this.
Okay, people out there in listener land, Edgy Stances at gmail.com. Tell them not to say Dark Souls. What? You recommend it to everybody.
Oh, if you've never played a video game, I feel like that's the first and last video game you would ever play.
Yeah, you are not the
actu-
first or last hater I've ever met teaching the ways of Dark Souls.
I
okay, bud?
agree with him, Jacob. I do. I don't think Dark Souls right off the bat.
I don't either.
Yeah. There's no way. But
But
like
yeah,
so like when I thought about it, like I don't know. Do we want to go into our answers?
Please.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was asked Xbox or PlayStation, any other time in my life, I would say Xbox every time, hands down. But right now, I just feel like PlayStation has more to offer. But then, like, I would have to ask, what do you do that you enjoy, Because if it's like a guy or a gal that like really enjoys cars, get like a Need for Speed or a Forza or something, because like to be able to like get in the seats of these super expensive cars is exciting in a video game, like when finally unlock the Lambo and like you're so excited. If it's a car enthusiast, I would go that route. But then again, like I think like the Nintendo, the handhelds, the 3DS, the 3DSs, the 2DS that's about to come out in a couple weeks. I think those have a lot to offer as well, though, especially because you can kind of throw it in your car or in your purse or whatever. And there's a plethora of games out there.
I agree with you there, Brent. But like he's not knowing about games. He's asking about like he would know what a 2D or 3DS is. Mm-hmm. But he's asking about a console, like a big boy type thing.
Right.
Like I feel you on the handheld Nintendo thing; those are rad. But like, how do you start getting into that? Like, how complicated do you make this answer?
Well, right. That's what I'm saying.
blowing
It's
my
so
mind.
complicated. I mean, out of the gate, I would go PS4, but then, you just gotta like, what do you enjoy doing when you're not at work or this or that, and then I guess dive in from there. Like if it's like if it's a gun guy that like I'd go shooting on the weekends at the gun range. Like obviously any first person shooter, they're probably gonna pick up on pretty easy things like that. It's
or military simulator.
yeah, right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's like the speed bump that I hit because, obviously I sent, a list of like 50 games. just like, I just wanted to take a screenshot of my library and be like, here, any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was like, well, Overwatch is accessible and can be fun. But, to my head, it's like, well, at first, yes, but each character only has a few abilities, but there's 24 characters and they all have different abilities, and like this person
and I'm not talking I'm just saying, so please don't get offended or take this the wrong way. Some people don't want to play an anime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that kind of got in the way with me with Overwatch. But Overwatch is still fun to play.
You get your greasy anime words out of here.
Yeah,
I play
sorry,
cartoons.
dude. I knew it was going to happen.
Yes.
I knew it. That's
I'm
why I did
offended.
it on camera. Or on tape. So we can hear what we have to deal with.
Right,
here.
but on the flip side of that is not everybody wants to shoot aliens or rip Nazi zombies apart. It's there's a personal preference in there that gets weird, and then it's like in my head I'm thinking, well, I should probably suggest a game with high replayability so that they don't feel cheated out of money. Like I said earlier, like a game like Inside is like $20 or something, and I think it's totally worth it. But after you spend 3 hours with it, you're not gonna go back. It's more like a movie or a short experience.
Right. Yeah. So like that's kind of how I approached when I bought Firewatch. I bought it for Jackie to play because she doesn't really play games a lot, but just the experience. It's pretty easy to play. It's not really difficult to learn the controls and what's going on, but it's a game that is really story driven, and it kind of gives you a sense of gratification figuring out the story, doing this, doing that. I think that's a game that anyone could really pick up and enjoy what it's about.
Yeah, totally. But so I suggested like that, like Rocket League. I think is a real like fun, simple game.
I think Rocket League is a definite.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like I also suggested like The Witcher, even though I know that's probably the most like impenetrable, like wall of controls and systems. But games like that also have a special place in my heart for when you do figure out some of that stuff.
Sure.
And like
I do feel like you have to be familiar with certain gaming mechanics to be able to appreciate some of those moments in some of these more modern games.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like if we're gonna talk about on the show, like my way of thinking is like, because games are such a general, broad type of thing, I'm gonna dare to answer the first question, and I want to do more than pontificate. I want to try and answer this, like at least between PlayStation or Microsoft, if that's your choice. The Switch, Eagle will tell you super duper rad. Probably everybody will tell you that.
Yep.
But this was the question that was posed to us.
Right.
In my best attempts to answer it, I would probably say somebody new to gaming who doesn't know any better, really, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, doesn't have any past experience, really. I think I think an Xbox is a little bit more friendly because of, your entertainment, the cable and such that goes through it. Yeah. PlayStation does it too, but that's my next point is that Xbox puts everything up front on the dashboard. It's really easy to scroll through. Yeah. I enjoy it when I get home from the popcorn sorting mill, and like it kind of sets it up like there's an activity feed,
right?
Like social media. And I'm sorry to everybody out there who's very, very familiar with this. I hope we're not wasting your time, but I'm sure y'all have heard this question too. And so anyway, for a new person, I would just say, an Xbox, you'd probably be able to get a little bit more ease out of it and just all of your television-based functions. If you're somebody with past experiences and maybe gaming franchises that you really enjoy because you played as a kid, Sony, I really love the experience I have on the PlayStation 4 as far as the control, how it feels. It's very smooth. Everything looks great. But, man, its dashboard is so boring.
Yeah.
It is so boring, difficult to read, difficult to figure out. It's not really maintained. It's the same ads. It's Xbox. They're updating their stuff all the time on their dashboard.
And I will say one nice thing with the Xbox system is it being lumped in with the Windows OS now is if you've used Windows 8 or later, you can use an Xbox to its full potential because it's like the same thing. Tile based, very. I think in development they call it like one page development. Everything's just on one page. Just kind of look around it. Which I think is smart. But, at the end of the day, these people are probably going to be buying like 2 or 3 games, right? Starting it out, maybe even just one. And, like, do you think there's a killer game on a PlayStation or a killer game on an Xbox to, like, solidify that deal?
Well, how about this? I want to answer your question, but I'm also dying to know what happened.
Yeah.
I really want to know how it went down, but I will say, I mean, well, did they make a decision? This person you're talking about?
They made a decision.
They made it. Okay. So we know what's gonna happen. All right.
We know the ending. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Brent, I've been talking a whole lot. Do you want to answer first his question? Like the showstopper for each respective company. Is that what you're saying, Eagle?
And are you saying a game that is specific to one or the other?
Well, like a game that would make you buy a PlayStation 4. You know, like maybe 6 months or so ago, I was looking at PS4 deals because I had this itch to play Uncharted. Like I really wanted to play that game, and I'm not going to be able to play it on Xbox. Or Last of Us, or something like that. It doesn't have to be an exclusive, but something that's built for that. Like an example, like Destiny. Like if you're going to buy Destiny, the best experience is on PlayStation. Buy that if you're going to buy one thing for it.
Right. I will say this is not news, but I bought my Xbox One specifically to play Halo 5 just because I'm a Halo fanboy.
Yeah. Halo's a big reason for a lot of them too.
Yeah. God, I don't know. I
agree with you there.
But honestly, I'm looking into buying a PS4. Let's just say, I don't know. I really want to play Horizon Zero Dawn, and buying a PS4 would be, Horizon would be my number one thing as of right now. But if Death Stranding comes out and it's just for PS4, yeah, I'm buying a PS4 to play that game for sure.
And I'm with him too as a Kojima fan. That's. And I'll tell you, both of us don't know anything about that game.
Yep.
I don't want to speak for you, Brent, but you don't know shit about
Not
it.
at all. Not in the slightest.
Neither do I, but we're buying it.
Yep. Absolutely. No question.
It's ours. It's mine.
So,
and another thing that I was running into thinking about this question as well is, I'm focused on games that came out in the last couple months, but Far Cry 3 was an amazing game that I enjoyed thoroughly. It's
he's missed so much.
Right. Is it reasonable to suggest something like that when we're on the cusp of Far Cry 5?
Exactly. And my knee-jerk reaction is always Portal 2. But how old is that game now?
Yeah.
I'm saying that rhetorically. I understand it's a few years old. But, Portal 2, if you don't know what you're doing with gaming or anything yet, do it. It teaches you how to use mini buttons, 2 joysticks. It's easy on your nerves if you're the nervous type, and has a hysterical immersive immersive, there we go, story.
There might even be cake.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I really struggle with, and I realize that it's something I don't think about, but there are definitely some people out there that do not enjoy violence. In movies or books or obviously video games. So that that's one thing that because I don't care either way. If it's a good game, it's a good game. But, obviously some people, they don't like violent video games. Jacob, you're kind of like that, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to sound hypocritical with what I do deal with. I'm more, it's more mood for me. It's not like a soapbox stand or anything at all. It's more like if I hear a lot of people screaming, it just kind of ruins my mood for the day. I'm a hippie at heart. And, I'm really, even if I listen to too many sad songs, I'll be in a sad mood, it's so I just kind of choose what I have in my life.
Sure. And that's what I mean. That's, a really important thing for somebody that's just getting into games, that I would have to think about, because some people are like that. And if, you hook them up with this game, they play it and they're like, that was terrible, man. I was shooting people and doing this and doing that. And I feel like you could really scare somebody away. Is this what this is all about? Just, this grotesque violence.
Yeah.
Depending on their stance on violence, I think Gears of War is always a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're cool with some guts.
If they're not against violence, Gears of War sucks you in.
Yeah.
I have my opinions about it. Everybody does, but you can't deny that nearly everybody's played it.
Yeah.
So
very true.
It's got something.
The mission No Russian from Modern Warfare 2. That.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez, dude.
This is video games.
Are you a boy or a man?
Oh my god, dude! I'm gonna tell your dad.
That, dude. Seriously, that mission made me feel uncomfortable, though. Legitimately.
Oh, that mission made everybody.
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Eagle, I'm dying to hear what happened.
Yeah, what
All right.
happened?
Well, I'll just lay it out on the table. Xbox One, Madden,
Oh,
Call of Duty.
Madden.
Ah, okay, that makes
Dude,
sense.
that didn't even come out of our mouths the
Well,
entire time.
So
Nope.
I don't know the whole story, so I'm guessing there might have been a bundle. Just
We're
like
talking like tragedy. Look, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It was late.
he
Okay.
went to Best
it
Buy
was
without
2 for
me.
$1 margaritas.
If he would have given me 15 more minutes, I had a care package in the mail. It would have been settled. But no, so he is a huge football fan, which is
of course.
there you go.
something that
Of
I don't
course.
think about.
There you go. Good point. We were just talking about the right questions to ask.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I was
this
saying.
is a
So,
he's
what
a
it-
huge football fan, so
Right.
of course Madden
Of
would
course
be like
Madden.
the ultimate game.
yeah,
So
Yep.
like that made me laugh, and then Call of Duty was like, well, he's probably knows the name Call of Duty, wants
Yep.
to shoot something. That's the latest one. Of course he's gonna buy it. You know,
sure.
like the
Wait. He bought Call of Duty too?
Infinite Warfare. Yeah,
Infinite Warfare.
yeah.
Kevin Spacey was fantastic in that game, though. That's cool.
Well, he was in Advanced Warfare. I wish he was in Infinite Warfare.
Oh, advanced?
It probably would have
Oh
helped.
my God! See how screwy I am.
It's okay,
no,
man.
buddy. It's not.
See what
It's
it's
not
doing
your
to me?
fault. That's Call of Duty. That is their fault for.
There's too many warfares.
There's too many.
Warmongers.
But with that being said, Infinite Warfare is one of the best looking games on Xbox, and Madden for a football fan this year's like the definitive edition so far. So, you know, I think it's probably awesome. He's probably going to have an awesome time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I know Brent is planning a sports game extravaganza, so I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah, please don't.
But I'm pretty sure Madden still has that mode built in where you can also manage a team.
Yeah.
Set hot dog prices and all that fun stuff too.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, happy trails.
Yeah.
And I know that game looks like you're watching TV
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
While you're playing it.
I think it'd be
Maybe
really
the
cool.
dude's tattoos these days.
And speaking of tattoos, I know a bunch of you listeners out there are probably covered in sleeves and neck tats. If you have a good idea of how to answer this
He's
impossible
looking
question,
at you, Bethesda,
yeah,
on the mechanical bull.
ripping and tearing. Yeah, if you have any good suggestions of like what you would tell a first-time gamer, like what would be a definitive game like somebody would need to play.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, you saying old Madden is tatted up? Is that what you're saying?
I would guess so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I've seen him grip that mic. You know he's got a back
that's a-
tat of his name in old English letters.
What are we talking about? What does this turn into? Okay.
This is what-
So he got Madden and Call of Duty
Infinite.
not Unlimited Warfare. Gotcha, Unlimited Warfare.
Extra.
I'm with it.
Extra warfare.
Call of Duty.
Unorganized warfare.
Oh my god. But yes.
Incandescent warfare. I'm done. I'm
Oh
sorry. I'm
god.
done.
But yeah. So that's where things stand.
Tell him to get Rocket League.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good one, and I'd love to hear from
Yeah,
the
it's a good
listeners. Hit us up on
Play with
our
us.
Twitter at like Edgy Stances, and give us some ideas. Because Xbox has game gifting coming soon, so we're gonna fill up his library a little bit.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Madden. We didn't even think of that. I don't know. Like, I don't want to make a big deal about it, but, like, are we irresponsible?
I'll just say sorry to the people that your first thought was Madden. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak for
You
Jacob.
probably
but
have no friends, so
we-
you don't get recognized ever.
we don't play sports games as much.
Well,
I mean, I
this
know I
is-
don't at all.
This is how I see it, though: is if you've never eaten food in your life and you come across Gordon Ramsay, you know he's gonna be like, "Eat this truffle risotto with crab cakes," and it's gonna be like, "Yeah, that's great." But has this person ever experienced a cheeseburger, like a good cheeseburger?
Yeah.
It's like you look past it. You know, we're
Yeah.
the foodies of the game industry. You know, like
Yeah.
taking a
Yeah,
step
we
back.
only eat that nice stuff because we're sick of cheeseburgers. That's what's ironic
Yeah.
yeah,
about it.
yeah, because we've been there.
I'm just playing.
But-
I'm just playing. Man, I look forward to hearing what he buys next. Can that be a whole nother bit?
We'll keep up.
on another show.
If
I think we want to, boys, let's put down $5 right now. I'm saying $5 on Rocket Knight.
Rocket Knight?
Rocket League. Rocket Knight. Go get that Sega Genesis Master Console.
Rocket Knight. I want this game.
Rocket Knight with incandescent warfare. Aluminum warfare.
Oh, God.
We don't have to bet, but he should do Rocket League.
I think so, too. Everybody
And Gears
should.
of War 4. If he's cool with all the blood and all that stuff.
Yeah. That's going to be personal.
Yeah. A little bit on the personal side of things. So, we do a bit every week. Eagle does a bit every week. We call it Overachievers, where we take a look at us and our gaming peers in games that we love and or have talked about on that episode. We try and have a little bit of correlation. Not a lot going on this week. I decided to take it over because of these PS4 games I was talking about. Let It Die is on that list too. I've been spending some time with it. I've had kind of a busy week. I was out of town, so I'm not that far. So it's not that interesting. Also, what's hilarious about Let It Die is every achievement they have is ultra rare.
Well, I think, when we were taking a look at this earlier, I think you nailed it on the head that this might be a common symptom of a free-to-play game. Because anybody with a PlayStation can download this game and, start it up, right? There's no cost?
It is no cost, dude.
Right.
And it is 12 gigs.
And it is difficult.
There's so much in there. It's on a past show that I gushed about it. But in case you're just joining us, Overachievers equals trophies or achievements, mostly achievements because we're all Xbox boys at heart. We look at achievements in games that we're talking about that we have achieved and that the public has achieved with and we kind of question if people like video games or not. And, we talked about Let It Die on a previous episode. To catch you up real quick, it's a free-to-play game. You're crawling up 40 floors in a tower, slow strategic combat, brutal difficulty, tons of subsystems to learn, a lot there if you have the attention span and desire to do so.
It seems pretty crazy.
Yep, free-to-play can cost you money. Depends on, how good you are, how into it you really are. So we got Let It Die. I'm sorry, this is kind of like a little weird. This is my first Overachievers I'm doing myself, so I'm a little nervous.
You're getting the spin-off. This is your pilot for the spin-off.
Yeah, here we go. Spin-off Overachievers. Let It Die. So, like I said, here's the thing. All of them are super rare, all right? There are only a handful of them. I was a little insecure because of my lack of achievements or trophies that I've gotten so far in Let It Die. I'm only on floor number 4, I think is the highest one, because I'm still kind of learning it myself. That's what makes these so hilarious, because end of the day, there are only 9 of them, 10 trophies to receive.
Wow.
So I'm just going to jump right into it. And yeah, and we really don't have time for spoilers this week at all, and none of these achievements really spoil anything.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So just getting that out there in the open. So number 1, Flirting Virtuoso is the name of this trophy. If y'all aren't familiar with Let It Die, they have a rating system. Like rate, R-A-I-D, not rating, like 5 stars, like you should give us if you feel so inclined. If you holler back to Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, with the mother base that you would build up,
Right.
with intrusions and defenses on others. It's kind of like a little side game that they had going on. Yeah. You have raids in Let It Die where you can single out people's waiting rooms, run in there, take out their defenders, take all their stuff, and, laugh as they turn on their game and they have nothing. This game's messed up.
Got your fighters.
Now, one thing is that you can capture these fighters, these defensive fighters. It is completely RNG based. It is random. Okay, so, don't worry if you haven't caught any, like me and everybody else, because Flirting Virtuoso is capture 100 of them. 0.1% of players have achieved this. 0.1. And, at first these numbers seemed a little uninteresting, but then when you think of the implications of this particular game being free to play, you don't know if it's because it's super difficult, super large, or if people just abandoned it.
Yeah. It's probably like a healthy mix of all that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people
And
just
chuckles
trying out the
as
free
we
games
go down the
'cause
list.
it's free. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I don't know how you can make it past the first 10 minutes of this if you don't know what you're there for.
But I mean, a tenth
it's hella entertaining, but
a tenth
it's intense.
of 1% of players having this achievement. That is probably the rarest thing we've seen yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. In their defense, though, a raid is kind of something that you deliberately go on.
Yeah.
And you play through it. The next I have is Material World. And this is 500 broken items, whether it's armor or weapon. Okay? Because much like Breath of the Wild, nothing gold can stay as far as weapons and armor in the world of Let It Die. They break immediately. And it's your job to kind of keep up with this and run your own system as to how you're going to deal with it.
So this achievement is for breaking 500 pieces of armor or weapon that you're holding?
Yeah, that you're holding that is on your person.
Gotcha.
Because you don't really break other characters' stuff.
Right.
There is no PvP. So you're not enemies aren't breaking their things on you.
Right.
1.7%
Woo!
of players have broken this mini. Again, these numbers are provocative because you don't know if the game was just abandoned or if people just haven't had time to wear that much stuff.
Well, I mean, you can speak for it. Are these achievements that hard to get?
Some of them
the
seem
ones
more
that
like
are hidden
time
have
spent.
to deal with, it's very dry. The trophy approach on this is very dry. You get these incredible trophies that really suggest long-term playing, and then a trophy for the boss of each 10 floors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With a couple more thrown in there, like defeat all the jackals.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's it. It's like 10 trophies in total that they offer for you here. Honestly, I don't even know if I answered your question.
You didn't.
So
Are these achievements that hard to get? Like when you're reading this, have you got these?
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. To capture 100 fighters with raid, with it being random, I mean, you're mainlining this game for a couple months.
Yeah, because you're not guaranteed to run into a fighter every raid, and from what I've seen, like you still have to like win the raid to get the fighter out, right? Like you've got to take all the defenses down and stuff, so you could potentially like die and fail.
Yeah, but sometimes if you get them down low enough, they'll go into kind of a stun mode, with a little bit of health left instead of completely dying.
Yeah.
Which was exploding into a cloud of blood.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty easy to pick out.
Let it die, buddy.
And 1.7% breaking 500 broken items of armor or weapon. My first instinct is kind of this game hasn't been around long enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of because honestly 1.7% is kind of a high number, relatively speaking.
Right.
Yeah, looking through these achievements, it is.
Yeah. The next one I got up is Mushroom Mania, which is eat 1,000 mushrooms.
I've unlocked this
I'll
achievement.
tell you, like somebody told me, Let It Die is all about mushrooms, homie.
Were you going to say you've unlocked this achievement in real life?
No.
I have.
Yes. Nah, man, screw mushrooms. They're gross.
stamps,
Get out of here.
I'm going to tell your dad. 0.7% have eaten 1,000 mushrooms. I don't blame them. It's a complicated system.
I saw people throwing them into fire and cooking them, and
Oh, yeah. But it's also something that's kind of governed by the touchpad, using that as a whole separate controller on your controller. So you're guaranteed at least once, I think it's just kind of the tax, to throw a health mushroom at an enemy accidentally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just really kind of like you got to get it down how to use it. It's kind of complicated to roll with it. There are, I want to say over 40, but it might be even bigger than that.
Yeah.
Different kinds of mushrooms.
Wow.
In the game. Yeah, they do buffs, damage. You can get a boom shroom, which is like a grenade. You can get a heart shroom, which gives you HP.
Sounds a lot like Zelda.
A little bit. The Hoarder's Curse.
No, this is the bad girl, isn't it?
Yeah. This is a big boy. This is pretty, I would imagine, pretty tough because it's collect everything. Now, when I say everything, there are songs, stamps, armor, Oh my goodness, so many different things you can collect in this game. So 0.1% have actually pulled this off, which is a pretty big deal because that also means that they beat the game too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
slow clap for them.
So-
A very sincere slow clap. Like, we're talking blueprints. It's crazy.
Now those folks are some overachievers.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
And then finally, I have the achievement, I should say trophy, Let It Die, where you die 100 times in Let It Die.
This seems easy.
Was this one?
Yeah.
Was this one unlocked the most?
1.9. So yes, the most.
Oh,
There you go.
1.9% of players have died 100 times. I can understand why some people might be pussyfooting around the all or nothing situation because Let It Die is something where real money can be involved if you want it to be.
Mhm.
Right.
You die. As you've gone, you've earned death medals. One of 3 or 4 different currencies in the game, and you spend one through the Direct Hell insurance plan that you purchase, and you come back to life. You spend these until they're gone, and then you buy a pack if you feel like it.
Mhm.
They definitely help out because when you die and use the death medal to come back, all of your progress, including damage done to the enemy that killed you or whatever situation you're in, stays, but you come back with full health.
Right.
Well, it sounds like people on their PS4s need to go download this free game and start dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, go die out there,
Just let
folks.
yourself die. Just let it die. Let it die.
That's the show, folks. That's,
There it is.
that's the sound for us to get out of here.
That's how we sign off.
And I
now.
quit. Well, thank you for joining us for another week on Bloodshot Eyes and Sore Thumbs podcast. Some would call it the best. We had a lot of fun spending time with y'all. Please join us next week and contact us with anything. Like Eagle was asking earlier, if you have any recommendations to a new gamer, we could still use them. And you can do that via Gmail. That's edgystances@gmail.com. We have a website too. It's edgystances.squarespace.com. Eagle, tell us a little bit more contact information, please.
Yeah, so you can find our Twitter at Edgy Stances. From there, you can find links to the website, and we also do some streaming on Twitch and Mixer. So find that respectively at Edgy Stances. I also myself do streaming on Mixer. That's mixer.com/BESTeagleAlive. So come hang out. You can also catch our field correspondent doing a bunch of streaming, particularly a lot of games with Gold and Overwatch. Check him out at Best Carry Alive, the number 1. So Best Carry Alive 1.
Carry.
Yes.
Carry.
And also to reiterate, if your forte or other people's thing is to listen to podcasts on YouTube, our YouTube page is up. We do have them there, and so definitely support us there. Hopefully, we'll be getting some other gaming videos up there as well to go along with them. So
We're working on it.
it opens up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hyped about it. And it's just easier to find the shows in general because you wouldn't believe how many people don't know what a podcast is
Yeah.
when you're trying to tell them that.
And you also wouldn't believe what you get when you Google Bloodshot Eyes and Sore Thumbs. But we're working on that SEO, baby. Get out of here, WebMD. I don't want to see those nasty eyes.
I'm pretty sure we take up the whole first page on search results, though.
Yeah.
check.
So if your eyes really are hurting, dude, sorry for the digging you're gonna have to do. But,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hit us
it's,
up on Twitter. Tell us how mad you are.
That's real. And again, I'm Best Jacob Alive 2 on Xbox, Best Jacob Alive 3 on PS4. This is Best Eagle Alive. That's where you can find Scott. You have Mr. Doodoo Man, spell it all out, MisterDoodoo on Xbox One, B.E.S.T.ies on Steam. That's Brent, the old crow.
Hey,
Let's get out of here, boys.
do it.
Y'all stay ambered. It was fun.
Goodbye.
You guys have the best day you've ever had. So if you ever wanted to hear us acting like Dragon Ball characters and powering up, this is for you.